In this video, we're going to discuss about two topics. One is the thermodynamic temperature scale, and another is the Clausius inequality. Okay, so the thermodynamic temperature scale is given by Kelvin, and he used the concept of efficiency for a reversible engine, to derive this temperature scale. Kelvin considered three important points to derive actually the thermodynamic temperature scale. The first one is actually he used a reversible engine to derive the scale, and the second one is that the temperature scale is independent of the substance which is used to prepare the engine. Okay, and the third one is actually he used the equation of efficiency of a reversible engine to derive the scale, and we know that the efficiency of any reversible engine is given by epsilon is equal to 1 minus t by th, where epsilon represent the efficiency of the engine, T represent the temperature of the cool sink, and TH represent the actually temperature of the hot source. Okay. Now coming to the derivation of thermodynamic scale, let us suppose we have a reversible engine working between the hot source, which is actually TH, and coal sink, which is T, capital T. Okay, since we know that the efficiency of any engine is given by epsilon is equal to 1 minus capital T divided by capital TH. Okay, so just using some simple mathematics, we can write capital T divided by capital TH is equal to 1 minus epsilon, or we can write capital T is equal to 1 minus epsilon into TH. Kelvin was very happy to see this relation. He noticed that if the efficiency of the Carnot engine is known, then one can easily calculate the temperature of the coal sink by using the temperature of the hot source. Okay, so he actually set the triple point of water as 273.16 Kelvin, and used it as a temperature of TH. Okay, and calculate the temperature of the coal sink by measuring the efficiency of the engine. He calculated the value of the coal sink for different engines with different substance, but interestingly he observed that the result is independent of the substance of the engine. Okay, so and he actually created a temperature scale based on the theory thermodynamic efficiency. Okay, that and thus this scale is known as thermodynamic temperature scale. Now coming to a very important topic, which is Clausius inequality. Actually this relations or this inequality is very important because of two important factors. The first one is this is important because the inequality explains the nature of change of entropy for irreversible process, and the second one is actually also this inequality can justify the second law of thermodynamics for specific cases. Okay, now the question is, what is the Clausius inequality? We know that for a reversible process, the change in entropy, which is ds, is equal to dq reversible divided by capital T, where dq reversible is the heat change for the reversible process at the temperature T. Okay, if the process is irreversible, okay, if the process is irreversible, then the equation becomes actually ds is actually greater or equal to dq by capital T, where the dq is the change of heat during the irreversible process at the temperature T. Okay, and this relation is known as, this inequality is known as Clausius inequality. Okay, now let us derive the Clausius inequality. To derive the inequality, we need two basic concepts of first law of thermodynamics, and the first one is the more energy flows as work for reversible process than under irreversible process. Okay, so that means we can write that minus actually the minus dw reversible is greater than minus dw or equal to, we write dw minus dw reversible greater than 0. So where actually W represents the work done in irreversible process, and W reversible represents the work done in reversible process. Okay. And the second point is that the second concept is the concept of internal energy. We know that the internal energy is a state functions. That is the its value will not, it will be same irrespective of the process. That is whether we will get the state reversibly or irreversibly, it will not determine the value of internal energy at that state. Okay, so and we know that from the first law of thermodynamics, du is equal to dq plus dw. Here du represent the change in internal energy, dq represent the change in the heat, and dw represent the work done during the process. Okay, again let us suppose for the same states. Okay, the change in internal energy for reversible process is du reversible is equal to dq reversible plus dw reversible. Okay, so here again we know that du is equal to du reversible. Okay, because internal energy is a state function, so the change in internal energy for reversible process as well as irreversible process will be same. Okay, so we can write d in place of du, dq plus dw is equal to dq reversible plus dw reversible. Okay, or dq reversible minus dq is equal to dw minus dw reversible. Again we know that dw minus dw reversible is greater or equal to 0. Okay, so we can write that dq reversible minus dq is greater or equal to 0, or we can write dq reversible is greater or equal to du. Okay, again we know that the change in entropy is defined as ds is equal to dq reversible. This is for reversible process. Okay, dq reversible divided by capital T. Okay, again we know that dq reversible is greater or equal to dq, so we can write dq by T here, and or we can write that ds is greater or equal to dq by T. So this is actually the for irreversible process. Okay, so this is the actually known as the Clausius inequality. So we have derived the Clausius inequality. So now we can additionally use this concept of Clausius inequality to justify the second law of second law, or the spontaneity of a process. Okay, so let us suppose the system is isolated system. Then we know that for isolated system dq is equal to 0. So we can put this value here. Okay, so it will be, that means the change in entropy will become greater or equal to 0. That's what we can say, that we can conclude that in an isolated system the entropy cannot decrease when a spontaneous change occur. Okay, because you see ds is greater or equal to 0, that means it is always increasing. It is greater than 0, so it is increasing, no? So it will not going to that means the isolated for an isolated system, the entropy cannot decrease when a spontaneous change occur. Actually this is this is actually the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, so we can justify the second law of thermodynamics by using the concept of Clausius inequality. So hope you understand the these two topics, which are actually thermodynamic temperature scale, and the Clausius inequality. Okay.